Peter Jeffrey, a Princeton music professor, is one of more than 28 million Americans suffering from hearing loss. In his case, he says the damage was done at a rock concert. NBC's Pat Dawson has his story.
By his own admission, Peter Jeffrey is musically a bit behind the times, like 1,000 years behind the times. The 45-year-old music scholar is an expert on Gregorian chant. Though he grew up in the time of the Beatles in Woodstock, he claims he never saw a rock concert until 2 years ago. His introduction to live rock and roll was a Smashing Pumpkins concert he attended with his son.
I had no idea that music could be that loud.
So loud, he's suing, claiming the high decibel energy of the Pumpkins and their opening acts damaged his hearing.
Then all of a sudden I had a pain in my skull behind my left ear, the sort of thing that I'd never felt before.
The Princeton professor says the ringing in his ears is still there. His suit claims the ringing, a condition called tinnitus, and hearing loss is permanent.
Do you think people are going to take you seriously?
Well, the Pumpkins fans are certainly taking me seriously.
He's right. Whatever the legal merits, his case has triggered a torrent of abuse.
Dear Mr. Jeffrey, who do you think you are fooling around with this disgusting display of frivolous litigation?
Other less polite emails suggest the professor is out of touch with a world where loud music is the norm, something even Jeffrey himself might not dispute. This is the world of music Peter Jeffrey knows, a world he's spent a lifetime in. It's a world where good and loud are not the same thing. And at the heart of his suit is a claim that really loud is never good. Some experts say he may be right.
Rock and roll concerts can easily go up to 120 or 125 decibels. That level is something that with a one-time exposure, you could develop a hearing loss.
Still, the same expert says it's more likely to happen after repeated exposure to loud noise. One reason, Hannon says, baby boomers, the first generation to grow up with loud amplified bands, are showing signs of premature hearing problems.
We are already seeing an increase in hearing loss in the 40 to 50-year-old population.
Neither the Smashing Pumpkins nor their attorneys would talk about the case, but the lawyers issued a statement saying, quote, "Our client believes that its concerts present a harmless, albeit loud, environment for their fans." A sentiment universally reflected on a recent night in one loud New York club.
You go to a show, you know this is going to happen. You know what I'm saying? You know music's going to be loud.
But to Peter Jeffrey, loud isn't harmless.
I've lost a tremendous amount of enjoyment and pleasure from my life and my work.
He says the lawsuit is the only way for him to send a message to parents and strike back for his loss.
This way I get their full attention, and I get to say, you really did a bad thing. You took a terribly important thing away from me that you can't give back.
For today, Pat Dawson, NBC News, Princeton, New Jersey.
Here with more information about noise-induced hearing loss.
And Lauren Hill.